United Kingdom. Here is our top stories today. Rishi Sunak has pledged to donate £500 million to France for a migrant detention centre to be set up north of the country.
Junior doctors say they have no choice but to strike over pay.
And a 25-year-old man has been arrested under the Terrorism Act over the shooting of a police detective in Omagh, County Tyrone in Northern Ireland last month. Good evening to you all. We will get to the headlines right after this. Cheers very much for the news. If you've got any stories you'd like to send to us, well, you know how to do it. But for those who don't, simply comment them down below or send them onto our Facebook page. Link to it is in the descriptions box below.
To other news now, and a new detention centre to prevent migrants leaving France on small boats is to be funded by the UK as part of a £500 million 3-year Anglo-French deal announced by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak.
Migrants detained in the centre can be held for up to 90 days before being sent back to their home country, if safe to do so, or to the last country through which they travelled, if not.
The Prime Minister said the new deal would take Anglo-French cooperation in combating the surge in migrants to an unprecedented level, with the number of officers patrolling the beaches also more than double to 800, and the creation of a new joint command centre.
The French will be spending 5 times the UK's funds, bringing the total to £3 billion over 3 years, but French President Emmanuel Macron said he still remained opposed to a bilateral deal to take back Channel migrants who arrive illegally in the UK from France.
He argued instead that it would have to be negotiated with the European Union as a whole.
The BBC's weekend football coverage has been plunged into chaos following its announcement that Gary Lineker would step back from presenting after he became embroiled in an impartiality row when he criticised the government's policy on asylum and immigrants.
The broadcaster now faces a boycott from pundits, presenters and even players of its flagship football show Match of the Day, while other football programmes such as Football Focus and Final Score and some radio programming have been forced off air as a result of this furore.
He criticised the government's controversial new asylum seeker policy on Tuesday by comparing it with Germany from the 1930s and was subsequently stepped down from his presenting duties this week since the BBC said his tweets breached their guidelines.
Chancellor Jeremy Hunt says he wants Britain to have the most competitive business taxes as he faced calls to scrap a planned hike in corporation tax.
Ahead of the spring budget on March 15th, Mr Hunt said the increase in the main rate from 19% to 25% during April would still leave the UK with a lower rate than nearly all major rivals.
The Chancellor said he wanted to lower the tax burden on businesses, but warns it's not something we're going to be able to do all in one go.
Junior doctors have said that they have no choice but to strike over pay today. Health Secretary Steve Barclay had invited junior doctors for pay talks in an attempt to avert this week's 3-day strike amid a bitter dispute over pay.
NHS England has said more than 100,000 patients, including children, have been treated in so-called virtual wards over the last year. Leading medics said that the use of the system to monitor patients at home has been a real game-changer.
A 25-year-old man has been arrested under the Terrorism Act after the search of a property in the Londonderry area.
It comes after a typed message was posted on a wall in Londonderry, County Londonderry in Northern Ireland, purportedly from the new IRA and claiming responsibility for the attempted murder of a police constable in Omagh, County Tyrone.
Detective Chief Inspector Caldwell remains critically ill in hospital after being shot several times at a sports complex in Omagh last month. Police said the 25-year-old man will also be questioned around the hoax security alert last month close to the Brandywell Stadium during a football match.
And finally, tonight the UK government is coordinating an emergency meeting with tech firms who are expected to call for state intervention to avoid the failure of hundreds of firms following the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank UK.
Chancellor Jeremy Hunt also spoke with the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey on Saturday morning, just hours after the collapse, which marked the largest failure by a bank since the financial crash in 2008.
Silicon Valley Bank, which was the 16th largest lender in the United States, collapsed and had its assets seized by US regulators on Friday after 48 hours.
Here is your travel update from Tom and Ben News United Kingdom, and in Cardiff on the A48 there are temporary traffic lights due to utility work on Calais Lane at Court Ala Road.
Meanwhile, there is a road closed due to gas main work on Gachrigar Street, both ways between Maindy Road and the A469 Whitchurch Road.
Weather in Cardiff, showers, 12 degrees is the high and the low tonight is 3 degrees Celsius.
That's all the news today. Subscribe for more news as it happens. Follow us on our Facebook page listed down below. Thanks for watching and catch you next week.
Also shout outs to @Ufi_Sims, also known as Tom and Ben UK Intros, for creating the intros for 60 Seconds and Sports News Today. Those will be shown on a regular basis.